It's time to get back to the basics. Time to make an old-fashioned with a classic bourbon. Wild Turkey 101. Let's go. Welcome back to Old-Fashioned Ways. Sometimes it's good to go back to the basics and make a good, simple, classic old-fashioned. But sometimes you wonder, okay, which whiskey do I use for this? Now, I always recommend using something that you like and you drink. But I also recommend something that has some proof, is a good sipper, and will not break the bank. And usually this will lead to a good old-fashioned. I feel that Wild Turkey 101 hits all those marks. It is 101 proof. It is a good sipper, as I did prove in my blind. If you have not seen that video, I will leave a link to it right here. It is easy to find on the shelf in most liquor stores. Plus, it's a great price. I always have a bottle around.
Always have. Always will.
And in this case, a large bottle. Cocktail quiz time. Jimmy Russell is the world's longest tenured master distiller. But how is Wild Turkey part French, part Italian? An interesting fact about Wild Turkey is that it has two master distillers at the helm. It is a father and son duo, Jimmy and Eddie Russell. Jimmy, as I mentioned, is the world's longest tenured master distiller, having worked at the distillery since 1954. His son Eddie Russell earned the master distiller title in 2015 after working his ways up from the ranks for 35 years. Interesting, both Russells are members of the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame. On my last live, someone won the first lockbox prize. It was Stag. It was an exciting time. We voted on the next one to go in the box, and we voted on...
We vote together.
Wild Turkey 12 year. So this will be the next one in my lockbox. So I figured, why not continue making a Wild Turkey week? Now, if you have not seen that video to the winner, I will leave a link to that right here. So let's continue with this Wild Turkey week. All right, enough talk. It's time to get wild and make a Wild Turkey Old Fashioned. This first one's gonna be a nice, simple Kiss Wild Turkey Old Fashioned. Wild Turkey Old Fashioned ingredients: 2 ounces Wild Turkey 101, 2 dashes Angostura bitters, 1 dash orange bitters, 1/4 ounce simple syrup, and an orange for an orange peel. All right, let's start making the Wild Turkey Old Fashioned. Now, this is a basic cocktail. So we're going to do this directly in the glass. We're going to start by adding a large ice into the glass. Now we're going to add 2 dashes Angostura bitters. You can make a nice heavy dashes, followed by 1 dash of orange bitters, 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. We're just using a basic simple syrup on this one, 1:1 ratio. We're adding just a little bit to add a little bit of that sweetener to it. And next, this big bad boy, Wild Turkey 101. We're going to be doing 2 full ounces of this, or close to 2 full ounces. It's Wild Turkey. Would he really measure it? Probably not. Let's give this bad boy a little stir. Oh yeah, chilling in the glass right now. Chilling like a villain, as my friend Vino would say. Now, get an orange peel. Nothing fancy about it. Just cut it off. Express the oils over the glass. Rim that front of that glass and drop this bad boy right in there. And there you have it. The Wild Turkey Old Fashioned. Smells great on the nose, that orange that Wild Turkey hit you. Solid classic Wild Turkey Old Fashioned. Well, of course I can do just one. I had to make another one as well. So this is a bonus one. This is one that is perfect with the cigar or when watching football on Thanksgiving Day. I'm calling this Smoked Turkey Old Fashioned. Smoked Turkey Old Fashioned ingredients: 2 ounces Wild Turkey 12 year. We're gonna need some Angostura bitters, 2 dashes barrel-aged bitters, a lump of Demerara syrup, an orange peel, and some wood chips. Now this one's gonna be a little bit different. We are gonna start with the glass, and we're gonna dump that lump of Demerara syrup in there. We're gonna get some Angostura bitters, and we're gonna do 8 dashes of Angostura directly onto that sugar. Let that soak there just for a moment, and then we're gonna break it up. We're gonna muddle this a little bit, just as it starts soaking, it'll get a little bit easier to muddle. There we go, as it breaks up. And you just want to grind this on the bottom.
The grinding and bumping and...
Might need just a little bit more Angostura. I know it seems like a lot, but there's a reason for that in a second here. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing it up to the side of the glass a little bit. I want a little bit along the edge here as well. Just keep muddling it until it's like a nice little paste like you see there. Now we're going to take a lighter and we're going to light this bad boy up. And it's going to stay a little bit lit because of the alcohol that's in it, but it caramelizes a little bit of that sugar just on the inside. And just let that sit there and sit on the side. Now we're going to get a mixing glass and we're going to start using everything else. We're gonna start with 1 or 2 dashes of this barrel-aged bitters. I like using this because I want to make it smoky, and this adds a little bit of smoke. Next, we're gonna be adding 2 full ounces of this bad boy. Ooh. Is it worth keeping that? Nah, let's just bottle kill this bad boy. So just a little bit over 2 ounces here, but that's okay. We're gonna add some ice to this, and we're gonna stir this up. All right, we're gonna bring the cup back in. It's a warm cup right now, but what we want to do is add an ice to it. Nice big clear ice. Put that down there. We're gonna strain this bad boy in there and just pour it over the top. Now it's in there. We're gonna stir it up a little bit just to get some of that sugar, some of that Angostura bitters that was in there, and just kind of mix it up a little bit, making sure to get some of that middle part there because we want to get this nice and incorporated. And that's why I didn't stir too much inside the mixing. I wanted to stir a little bit in here, but at the same time, I don't want to overdo it, right? Now we're actually gonna smoke it.
Time to smoke some fools.
So I'm using this special smoker that my son got me. It's actually the first time I'm using it, and it just might not work on this thing. This glass just might not work. Hold on, let me check. Okay. Ooh, it's not giving any room for the smoke. So it's not working in this glass. Sometimes stuff like that happens. Move it over.
Move over!
So I'm gonna leave the ice out of it for a second because it's just so big it doesn't allow me to smoke. I'm using some pecan. We'll put that in here. Just a little pinch of this inside of here. Doesn't require much. It goes pretty quickly. Once again, get the lighter and light this bad boy up. You can see all that smoke going in there already. When it's nice and cold, it pulls that smoke in even more. I need to take that in consideration next time when I'm using the glass. I need something that this can sit on better. You learn stuff with experience, don't you? Just let that sit there. Let that smoke absorb in there. Just keep smoking, and that smoke just smells so wonderful. I'm gonna go ahead and move that over for right now. I'm gonna move that ice back in here. Make sure not to leave any of those good juices on the bottom there. We're gonna get keeping with the fire theme, we're gonna get the orange. We're gonna turn on the fire. We're gonna express the orange over the top, and then we're gonna rub it along the edge and drop that bad boy in there as well. And for this one, I made my attempt of my first kind of fancy, kind of turkey-ish kind of looking garnish. Put that bad boy here on the side here. And there you go, my smoked turkey old-fashioned. Let's see if all that extra work was worth it. Adds a little bit of smokiness, adds a little bit of flavor, adds a little bit of caramelization to it. Overall, not a bad one. Funny thing is, I actually think I prefer the basic. Yep, stick with the basics sometimes. Cocktail quiz time. Jimmy Russell is the world's longest tenured master distiller, but how is Wild Turkey part French and part Italian? Answer. In 1980, Wild Turkey's original owner, Austin Nichols and Company, sold to French spirits conglomerate Pernod Ricard for the reported $100 million. Then in 2009, the distillery changed hands again when Italian's Gruppo Campari purchased the distillery for a cool $575 million. Well, this was fun. Making a nice basic old fashioned, making something a little bit fancier, but funny. The basic one hit my palate better today. I enjoy this one more. Sometimes the basic classics are the best.
Classic. It's the best. Yeah.
Well, my friends, thank you for joining me on another journey down my old-fashioned rabbit hole. Till our next journey, my friends, cheers.